morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Let's smack it in the ass.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
Oh, that's nice.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper, gang. Wow. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang. Yes. Boy, that is good news.
It is Friday, the 27th day of September 2024. Good Friday morning, everybody. Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Chris Hockey. And yeah, we're back to the regular old initials game today. Fun. That'll be good, right? Cool. Everybody be cool. We got that. So that's happening. And Parrish and Marnsey. And let's see what else we got. I don't know. But it's Football Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get you ready for that Vikings game and that Gopher game and so much more. We'll listen to Sauce break down the Twins. Oof. Here's Dusty Slay, some comedy on a Friday morning. I hope you're feeling good. Get on up. Come on in. I'm glad you're here.
You know, the best thing about having hair long like this is if I find a hair in my food, I just assume it's mine. You know what I mean? I just lift it up like this. I go, yeah, that's definitely one of mine. I don't know how I got lodged deep down in that omelet like that, but that is definitely one of mine, though. Good thing, too, or I would have lost my appetite, but I can eat my own hair. You know what I mean? Nah, it's tough to eat hair. You ever swallow about half a hair? You can't get it down all the way. You gotta dig it out of there. It's like fishing for throw up. You're like, It is true. I'm sorry I did that, though. That's gross.
Good to know.
Come on, roll over, buddy.
The finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride. For the warriors, never giving up the lead. To take it to the top.
All right, it's Friday. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. It's almost the end of September. It's Packer Week. Kriesel's here. I'm Corey. That's Chris. That's Paul. What up, John? How are you, man?
Excellent. How are you guys?
Man, Mike Grimm could not have raved more about you a couple days ago, about your speech.
Appreciate it.
He said he cried for multiple reasons, laughter and, sadness.
Right.
And
Tears in his eyes.
He looked in his lap and saw his wiener.
Yeah, that made him
And then
really
there's
upset.
this.
Always makes him
reason
cry.
he
Yeah.
cried.
Yeah.
I always make sure to inject the humor in it because if I just told the story of what happened, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's
And Rosie
very heavy.
laughed too hard.
Rosie would laugh his ass off. But yeah, it's fun. It's been busy. So it's good.
Good.
Already, this week we booked 2 more for next year. So we're getting... Wife is kicking some ass.
Yeah, good. She looking to take on any more clients?
Who knows, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Maybe she got a little business going there. Huh?
She does. She's a very good planner.
Yeah, I am not.
Yeah, me either.
I decided I'd go to a concert at the last second last night.
Which concert?
I went down to see Chevelle and Godsmack last night down at the 93X show at the X.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was super fun, man.
Was it packed?
There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people. It was. I just love those bands, though.
Yes.
I know I'm probably in a room of 10 people. There's probably one person that loves Godsmack, and it's me. But
Yeah.
I freaking love that band, man. I just do. I love them, man. It's like
What's their biggest hit?
They go, well, gotta get away, gotta get up, gotta get out, gotta get up, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, I know. I love it.
Me on the toilet?
I know. Yeah. That's me.
Tony Robbins.
It's like me when my alarm goes off in the morning. But I don't know. I just dig them. I told Saucy this morning, and this is, I swear to you, this is a compliment. You know the kid who had like 5 different versions of shop class? And he was the guy who was probably the one that smoked the cigarette in the bathroom that everybody's pissed about. Every one of the guys in Godsmack, that's him.
Sure.
But they rock so hard, and I like them. And if you get in a fight, You want those guys to be with you in that fight because they're going to fight to the death.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they also play instruments and they write cool songs that make me want to jump up and down.
And don't steal their women.
And my God, they sounded great. Chevelle, I love that band, but they should have fired their sound guy. And if you're listening right now, sir, I apologize. I'm not looking for anybody to lose their job. I just can't believe how bad they sounded.
That bad, huh?
Compared to Godsmack.
Well, and also, this is not the first time you've seen Chevelle. I've seen Chevelle a bunch of times. They're fantastic live. So if they weren't, it can't be their fault.
Right.
That's what I don't know what happened. And I know, direct support normally, they don't get to use all the speakers. The headliner always gets to, keep a little for themselves. But I swear to you, it was like Rosie doing, deciding he wants to talk through his hand.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I know, Rosie. What do you think?
What?
I was
Why is he doing that? Is like the last couple months he's really leaned into that.
It's really,
He's been doing that forever.
For a long time, but I'm saying the last couple of months,
been a
it's
lot.
egregious.
Yeah.
it's even more egregious that we all do it right back to him and he doesn't notice.
No,
he
it used to
doesn't
be through
notice.
a ball gag.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
That's a
everybody
great
now,
point. You're right.
everybody now, like he laughs because he thinks people are doing a bit, but he doesn't get the bit.
Yeah.
The bit is you're
Yeah.
putting your hand over your face into the microphone.
Yeah.
Right.
Rosie, what do you think of that? Well, I'm not going to lie. I think
That is an age thing, for
You
sure.
think, really?
Yeah. Well, no, not that he does that, but just that he has no idea.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Right.
all week, every segment, there's a handful of inside Rosie jokes
Every one of them.
that are so obvious.
Yeah.
And I think to the listeners too, it's not Radio for Five. Those ones are people get it.
Even if you don't get
except
the
him.
joke, though,
Right.
if you don't get the joke, you just have to assume it's Mark. But the last couple of weeks, you can probably just see it on the Power Hour stream. It's especially sports related. You'll be like, man, the start for the Vikings is unbelievable, and I go, yeah, and he puts his hand on his chin to kind of like, I'm deep in thought.
Pondering.
But then the hand slides up over his mouth. Yeah, I mean, who would have ever guessed that
I can't believe they
at this
threw out
point in the
third
season?
Why do they keep running it on
Preseason, I thought maybe it was going to be like. Anyway.
And then we immediately all do
And
it.
everybody starts doing
Everybody
it.
starts doing
What
it.
He
was
doesn't
the-
get it.
What was the bit of years ago with the priest or minister?
The stuck in a pair of handcuffs.
So good.
That's so true. You're
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh, man, I wonder where
I'm
that's at.
stuck in a pair of handcuffs.
pair of handcuffs.
All right, so it didn't sound necessarily the best, but did Chevelle play all the hits?
Dude, they ran. Here was something weird that did
I
happen.
love Chevelle.
I do too, man. They played, by the way, Family System, which is by far my favorite of their songs, into Send the Pain Below.
Top two for me.
Actually, it was Hats Off to the Bull, Family System,
Hit.
Send the Pain Below,
Hit.
The Red,
Hit.
and then the
Just the
Godsmack
hits.
curtain came down. And the lead singer, the guy was like, apparently they're trying to tell us they want us to get off the blanket stage.
Brilliant.
That's funny.
Yeah. And
So
then they
sound
played one
guy
more.
not great, curtain guy not great.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they dropped the curtain like somebody accidentally hit the button. I'm not sure whether it happened on purpose or not. They didn't play as long as I would have liked them. Obviously, there were 4 bands on the bill, but man, I was just really, I could not believe, and I was really worried. I was like, man, if that's how they sound, is Godsmack going to have a hard time too? And they could not have sounded better.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love metal concerts. I love them so much. It's just loud and crazy, and people are jumping up and down. I love it.
It
But
appears you have purchased a Godsmack shirt. Simply a black shirt that says Godsmack.
That's right.
That's the definition of a state fair T-shirt. That's the week of Godsmack's like, we got a concert
Yeah,
this week.
come
We
on,
need a
man.
T-shirt. And
We
somebody's
need
like,
something.
we've been sending emails asking for ideas for months.
I know.
And somebody's like, just make it black and say Godsmack on the
Yeah.
front.
Gods.
Now, Chris, ask those because we're not getting younger.
Uh-huh.
The people jumping around, it's a little more subdued than full-on moshing, right?
100%. Yeah.
Because the next day, otherwise, people will be like, I can't get up.
What was I thinking? Yeah. Man, that was fun. I really enjoyed it. And
Good.
then I got in the car and got to listen to the end of that Twins game.
Oops.
Dude,
my God.
I don't know anything about baseball, but I know when our buddy Corey Provis is pissed. And man, was he pissed last night.
Yeah, there was the
my gosh.
the bunt pop-up
That was
double
the thing.
play, and he
Yeah.
just goes, come on, guys, it cannot happen. He had enough. They had a handful of chances.
Yeah.
Obviously, they came back from 4-2 down. They came back, tied it up, went to extras, had multiple chances and extras to win, and they didn't. So now, Kriesel, Sauce, the magic number for the Tigers and the Royals, individually, each of them is 1. So the only way the Twins get in, they have to sweep their final series, and they have to have either Kansas City or Detroit lose all 3 of theirs.
Yeah.
Not happening.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Which is
'cause
good.
both teams are 3 games ahead of the Twins.
Like we talked about. This is hit the pull ads in the pocketbook. They don't deserve any more money.
There will be more people at high school football games than there will be at the Twins game.
Good. Good. And the high school football players will be trying because the Twins have quit.
Yeah. They're meat saucing it.
They've got tea time set up for next week.
They'll be in Cabo in 4
And
days.
that's the thing,
100%.
listening to Corey last night have, a conniption. I was thinking,
Conniption
well,
is such a good
it
word.
really is. I'm thinking to myself, well, even if they won tonight, this team's not going to do anything in the postseason, right? And I know all bets are off in the postseason, but I mean, it's so weird. And I love Rocco. I was listening to Barrero yesterday giving his list of people that he thinks is responsible. And I agree with him, Corey. Rocco's way down the list.
Correct.
Way down the list.
But they're playing
he's
like
on
they
the
don't
list.
know the rules.
Somebody on Twitter made this point, and man, I'm getting really good at doing this. It's seeing somebody's tweet that I agree with and think is interesting, and then don't remember who said it, so I'm not giving them credit.
Just say it was Jeffrey Dahmer's.
So Dahmer's Twitter account made the point, like, no, it's honestly, it's one of the Twins guys, and now I just don't remember who it is. But the point is exactly what you just said, that Rocco's way down on the list. But even if he is way down on the list, this is the kind of season that gets a manager fired.
Is it,
right? Because somebody has to take the fall for this. You can't just run it back and go, well, injuries and stuff. Somebody probably takes the fall. The ownership's not going to say, well, we have to cut ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody takes the fall. So a lot of times, even if it's not directly Rocco's fault, and it's not like he's without criticism as well, but still, it could be Rocco.
Yeah, I guess.
You never
And
know.
The front office, even after that coffee date I had, when I was told by Dave St. Peter that he's never, and the front office has never been told no to a financial decision.
That's just a lie.
It is, or it is just my daughter isn't going to ask me to buy her a Ferrari for her 16th birthday because it's not happening. That has to be it, or it was a bold-faced lie. Either way, you know what I mean? So it's like I can sympathize with it because you're having to do a bunch with almost nothing.
For sure.
And,
Right.
Yeah.
And it could be also that he wasn't like, maybe they aren't told no. They're just saying, you've got to cut this much payroll. Maybe they aren't told no by specific players.
Where you just,
Yeah, like, well, we can't do that because we got to stay $30 million less than we were last year, so we obviously can't re-sign this person.
Exactly.
You know?
We have Correa, so we're not going to go out and spend $40 million on a free agent.
But think of how different that was, right? I think a lot of us were hoping, and you guys that like baseball way more than I do, when they signed Correa, it's like, wow, biggest free agent contract in the history of the Minnesota Twins. It's maybe the tune is about to change. And
I
then
felt for
they've
it.
essentially done nothing since
Everybody
Correa.
fell
Never
for
again.
it, though. Everybody fell for it.
I didn't fall for it because I didn't know what happened.
Oh, yeah. You don't know who he is. Brilliant. Ignorance is bliss.
And what I told him, too, at the coffee meeting is like...
Kiss me.
But after I said kiss me, I was like, I don't think the fan base is expecting you to have a New York Mets, LA Dodgers payroll. And if they are... Their opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just something.
Just growl.
I mean, they did nothing at the deadline. And we don't want to make trades just to make trades. Well, no, but something. And that absolutely affects the team. If you're in that locker room and you're battled all year, you currently have a 95% chance to make the playoffs at that time. You're not thinking about making the playoffs anymore. You're thinking about playing well into October. And when no reinforcements are coming, that is so disheartening, I can imagine.
Well, and you got guys like Carlos Correa, who is maybe the best shortstop they've ever had, right? Mm-hmm. But he played half the season, right?
Yeah.
So, he tried his darndest last night. He's been on fire since he got back.
Not on his final at bat.
Oh, I didn't see that.
His base running 2 nights ago was egregious. It was a hell of a play by the left fielder of the Marlins to dive and get it.
Yeah. Well, then never mind.
But it was like my base running would have probably been more heads up. They never should have doubled him up. But but it was a heads up play to get the ball there.
Let's talk last night again. His final at bat of the game for the Twins. They're down, and obviously it's not looking great, but they're down by 2 runs, and you never know what can happen if you get on base. And yes, he grounds one to short or third or whatever, and that sucks. And he starts trotting, and he's clearly not going full speed.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
the foot issue.
Screw up the throw to first. If he would have given even 75 to 80% effort, he probably would have easily been safe, because by the time they recovered, it was a bang play that they almost challenged, but they didn't, because he wasn't safe, and he could have easily been safe. They could have easily turned something else, in with that. But I don't know. I mean, everybody seems to be responsible. Rocco has made some horrific decisions with the talent he has gotten. Now, let's talk about the talent he's gotten. Not great either. No. The general managers have not given him a lot of tools, and they didn't replace Sonny Gray. They didn't do much at all at the deadline. They didn't do much in the offseason, so they're at fault. And, of course, you keep going higher up the chain, and it's the fact that they had $30 million less to work with. So,
and then the Polad's house got burglarized, so there for sure is going to be another payroll cut next year.
You got to drop down.
Right
How much was stolen? Take that out, and then actually take a little bit more out.
They sold their car dealership for a couple of billion, so you got to have that in, right?
Well, the Marlins are 59 and 100.
They're terrible.
And they won the series against a team that absolutely had to win. At home.
He's dead. According to ESPN Analytics, if you care, 3.2% chance of making the postseason.
You've been rivered before.
Yeah, 2-outer on the river's about 5%. Yeah. That's happened to me a billion times. Uh-huh. But in this case, you need 6 things to go your way, right? You need to win 3, and you need one of those 2 teams in front of you to lose 3. You got to go 6 for 6.
You know what?
Whoa, that person fell.
It doesn't even matter. Who cares about the Twins?
Matter. We have Vikings football.
Let's go! Packer weekend.
That's a team that's won 3 games. We need the Twins to win 3.
Nah.
The Vikes are 3-0.
Let me begin.
Okay, good.
I thought that was a pretty good first segment.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because it's sponsored by my good friends at Gutter Helmet MN and Gutter Helmet of Minnesota, gutterhelmetmn.com.
Yeah.
Never clean your gutters again. Don't ever get up on a ladder.
You talking directly to my dad?
Yeah.
I would like him to get down.
Yeah, I would do
like
to this music.
Song? Yeah, right.
Genius.
Yeah.
Oh, did you run into my dad at Godsmack last night?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we hung out a lot.
What was he? Was he high?
No, he wasn't. He was drenched in sweat from being in the pit, though.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was whooping some ass.
He told me, he texted me after the show and basically said by the time Godsmack rolled around, though, that he was just too exhausted. So he might have been standing back where you were.
Yeah, he told me to keep away.
My dad doesn't know anything about music, but he freaking loves Godsmack.
He does. Yep. Den of Thieves, 74 Days, Special Morning Show. Local music, let's rock! The Fan. Oh, yeah.
You know I gave you all you wanted.
I know you did. P-Rod, the Prodigy. Well, I don't really care. Hi, everybody. It's Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are. There's Johnny K. Johnny Kriesel. That's him right there.
Yo.
Did you guys keeping an eye on this hurricane that's basically the worst thing that ever happened?
I had no idea.
Is it at Tallahassee yet?
Yeah, I believe it's it probably is. It became a category 4 as it hit land. Oh my.
Which is Hurricane Katrina, I think, when it made landfall was a 4.
Yeah.
It had been a 5 for a minute, but yeah. I'm a weather dork, but I kind of stopped paying, I've been busy this week, stopped paying attention to it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everyone was talking about it, non-weather people, and I was like, hold on, watched the world news yesterday.
Yeah.
It wasn't ashore yet, and they had like traffic cams of water just over these bridges. God, it would be nice to live in a warmer area, but having to flee your house.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Terrifying, tragic. People are probably going to lose their lives,
Yeah.
pets, homes, all that stuff.
There's a butt coming.
If I'm watching TV in Minnesota and it's 6:30,
The wheel?
it's the wheel. You don't go to national news
No, that
and show
pissed
us
me off, too.
hurricane coverage.
Yep.
It's time for Seacrest. I want wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Button bar.
Yep.
You're watching,
Lamb.
correct?
100%.
Are you with me? These final puzzles are way too easy.
Way too easy.
Maybe you're smart.
No.
No.
No,
This is.
I'm telling you, it's significantly easier. It's a problem. We got to change this. But you don't run some guy standing on the beach going, "There's waves that are giant." It's like, well, yeah, if you're in Florida, of course you break into coverage and you run nonstop hurricane coverage. You give people advice, tell them how to get out. If they're not getting out, tell them how to be as safe as possible. For sure. I'm sitting in Plymouth at 6:30.
What if the wave is so big there's a platypus in Plymouth?
It's time for wheel.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Go ahead.
What's a platypus?
No, I know what that is.
Okay.
It better be a nuclear attack if they're breaking into the
In
wheel.
the Twin Cities.
In the Twin Cities, yeah.
It's wheel time.
Yeah.
Do you think eventually that will go away simply because
What's
of
that?
social media?
Oh,
like breaking it? Like,
No.
who's like that? I'm
No,
not
it
trying
will
to
not.
be an a-hole, but that's for like old people, right?
No.
I do appreciate a good break-in once in a while.
Right.
Um,
It'll never go away.
not
Okay.
like
I
not
was
like
just
the
wondering.
Polat's break-in, not an actual burglary break-in, but when they break into live programming, there is something about that that's important. But just 6:30 to 7, better-
Untouchable.
Yeah.
untouchable.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, that is the only thing that that still is a ratings blop is weather and local news, man.
Okay.
If something happens, they're going to go to that every day.
Okay. I was just wondering because of like social media and all that.
Okay, but the difference is the hurricane was still going to be there at 7.
Yeah. It's not
Florida might not be, Corey.
It's not an F5 tornado bearing down on the Twin Cities that you need to get out of the way now.
Break in,
This is-
100%.
Yeah.
I need to know. Not if it's in Clearwater, Florida.
No.
Yeah.
Unless that's the answer to one of the puzzles.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. That's a good point. Yeah.
As long as my mother-in-law is safe, I don't really care.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm with
and
you on
did
that.
it go?
I like your mother-in-law.
Thank you.
Because then I just said, screw it. I went and I fired up Prime so I could get ready for the Thursday night football game. Did it go the whole half hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. No, you mean the breaking news?
Yeah.
No. They went back to a wheel about 8 minutes in.
So
And then I watched the rest
So you
of it.
missed the toss-ups. You missed the first puzzle.
There were like the 3-way toss-up they did. The
triple toss-up.
Triple
Yeah.
toss-up. But
All right.
yet again, I thought the final puzzle was too easy, and she missed it, and it was the 100K.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's too
It
easy. I think
was.
it's too easy for you guys.
No, I'm telling you.
No. Chris,
Kriesel can back me
promise
up.
you.
It's
I promise you.
easier so far with Seacrest.
Yes.
So far, by a mile, they're making it easier.
And I think so maybe because there would be with Pat, and Chloe the other day too. She said when it was, here are our hosts, the stars of our show, Vanna White Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White. Chloe looks up and she goes, I miss Pat Sage.
Yeah.
She misses. She's
buddy.
like, I just want to go back to the old wheel. And I'm like, yeah.
That's how you know you watch a lot of wheel.
A lot of wheel.
When your 5-year-old daughter?
5, yeah.
5-year-old daughter's missing Sajak.
Missing Sajak. But on those final
She's
puzzles,
right.
though, there would be more often than not, or at least a couple times a week, where they wouldn't get it, and then they would show the answer, and you'd be like, I guess that's kind of a stretch for it in the house.
Right, or a really obscure phrase with a word that almost no one uses. This
And now,
is just grade school stuff.
For sure.
Super easy. I hope it changes. I hope it's my theory for the last 2 weeks has been they're just doing it to try to get some wins, to get like some positive vibes with Seacrest, but
They did away with the LG thing finally.
after the first week, that was a disaster.
Yeah.
Agreed. God, see, you and I both get wheel.
We're on the
get
same
it.
wavelength.
You guys, yeah,
We
you
get
guys
it.
do. And
Wheel watchers.
Yeah, and Abbott keeps telling me, he's like, God, you sound old when you keep talking about watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm like, I'm 44. Of course I'm old.
It transcends generations, though. My
Right, I've been
5-year-old
watching it
daughter
since I was
loves the wheel.
5. Yeah, because it kicks ass.
Hard.
It's like, you sound so old.
He
guys
just doesn't
should do-
watch TV.
you guys should do fan line for
Wheel
for the
fan
wheel.
line.
fan line. Yeah,
Hey, speaking of being so old,
wheel line.
you know what I thought about the other day?
V words.
Craig?
As far as I know,
Christ.
it's no, I did not. Not one member of this on-air staff,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, is a grandfather.
That's correct. I am not. Not yet.
No, I don't even mean just the morning show. I mean the whole show, the whole station. And we got a lot of guys that are old. We have no grandpas on the show.
That's a really good point.
Well, yeah, because Barrero and Common started late with
Rosen's not. Rosen's not yet.
Yeah.
We don't have one yet.
You're right.
Yeah.
You would think with being on the air for 30 plus years, give or take, right? With like Barrero,
right?
One of us would have kicked out a grandkid by now. We have 0 grandchildren from the main staff at KFAN. PA doesn't yet.
You're right. You're right.
That's
I can't wait for one of us to be a grandpa.
I can't wait either. I've been
Who's
waiting.
going to be first?
I'll be 200.
Yeah,
Chloe's going to have to sign me out of the nursing home to go to her high school graduation.
Correct. Same.
I mean, I got to think Rosen has the best chance of being first.
I would think so. Yeah, right.
I don't know what Alex's plan is. Is Alex looking forward to pumping a couple out or not?
As of right now, he's not. No,
okay, so
they're
then you're
thinking
not
about doing it.
Then
No.
you're not close yet. Probably.
No.
I hope I'm not close.
Right.
I
don't know. It's too bad. I'd love to be grandpa. I'd be a great grandpa.
Both of you would be.
I'm
All
gonna be
three of you would
whoever
be.
has a grandkid first. I'm gonna be the second grandpa because I'm buying people crap.
Yeah.
I love buying crap.
Your daddy's
man,
going
I
to be a
forgot.
grandpa.
Tackle Terry Toom is a grandpa.
Oh,
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got about 50 grandkids.
Yeah, he's a gilf, you know.
And of course, Billy is.
And grandpas
too.
only say yes. My daughter told me the other day, literally, grandpa only says yes to things and you only say no. She told me I say no to trips and fun, and I was like,
God.
yeah, and I was like,
She travels all the time.
that's what I said. She's been on more trips in her 5 years than I had my first 30.
Right.
Grandpa literally only says yes, and you literally only say no. And I said, literally get your ass into bed.
It
I
only
can't
gets
tell you
worse.
Oh, yeah, I
how
can't
great
wait.
she is. She is so smart.
Yes,
Yes.
Zachary.
I think Double T has grandchildren, and they actually play hockey.
Oh, I saw that in a news article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Rosen goes to all the games.
so, yeah.
Well, he
Oh, the what?
can he go? Can he
Aren't
go?
those just Trent's kids? I don't think those are his
He goes
grandkids.
to all the games. As long as there's a Star Tribune photographer there, he's going
Can
to
he
the
not
games.
go in a month?
Well, you know, he's out next week.
Okay. Yeah,
But he's going to Los Angeles next month.
Well, but what about next week?
He's out next week, but he is going to Los Angeles in like a month and change.
Wow.
You should tell Max.
Front Page Sports is next. It's all but mathematically over for the Twins. We'll talk more about Thursday Night Football and more after this on The Fan.
Sayonara, sucker.
All right. The band is called Dakota Shakedown. The song is called Blast. Welcome back to the Patrick Morning Show. Local music on The Fan.
Probably should mention the Power Hour, as we talked about earlier, is live at 8 a.m. KFAN.com/watch. Thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Thank you, Quantum Fiber.
I had no idea.
The new Pat Kessler bits are the best.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to have way more.
I love Pat.
Me too, man. He's the best.
He was so fun to deal with at the Capitol, too.
He's
And-
A+, dude.
And he gets it,
Yeah.
and he's a funny dude. So there'd be certain things where it'd be so ridiculous, and then I've got the media around me trying to answer questions, and there's certain things that you're just like, and I would level with them to be like, I just can't say this right now, but you all know, and he'd have that smirk because he gets it. Others would be like, huh? What?
And you consumed marijuana.
Yeah. A lot.
The sweet,
All right.
sweet ganja.
Let's go around the room. We'll have Mr. Z in a second, by the way, of course, to talk film. Then the Charge Challenge in like 30 minutes or so. Marnie in a little bit. Parrish in a little bit. Initials back to usual today at 8:15.
hell
The
yeah.
four of you back in the ring at 8:15 with $74,000.
Get in the ring, blanker.
$500 up for grabs. 74.5. Yikes.
Which is it?
74.5. Ready?
It's like 25 or 6 to 4.
Yeah.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores, mix and match any flavors you want. Buy 2, get 1 free when it comes to Red Bull for a limited time. It's a holiday.
The fruit?
I don't know what fruit flavors they have, I guess.
Good to know.
Well, that strawberry one that Perry loves.
Yeah, he does like that one. Kriesel is rocking the sugar-free over there. That's always the go-to as well.
I love it. Can't go wrong.
No.
Wow.
Everything went wrong for the Minnesota Twins yesterday because the Royals and Tigers played early, and they both won. Royals won 7-4 over Washington. The Tigers won 4-3 over the Rays.
You homer!
And then the Marlins had the Twins on the ropes, but the Twins come storming back to force extra innings, only to blow it 8-6.
Wow.
So they are 3 games back of both the Royals and the Tigers with 3 games to go. So
What
the
a
magic
mess.
number for the Royals is 1. The magic number for the Tigers is 1. If they win 1 game or have the Twins lose 1 game, the Twins are out.
1 is the
Good.
loneliest number. Oh, well, let's go. It's
Yeah,
football
it's over.
season.
Yeah, who cares?
We got a possible national champion down in Dinkytown. We got
What are they playing in Division 3?
Yeah. They're playing
They would
Inver
beat
Hills
St.
Community
Thomas.
College.
I was talking about their swim team.
Oh,
No, that was a test. I do that.
Thank you.
Well, their volleyball team is kicking ass.
I haven't even gotten to that yet. Thank you.
Yeah, that was my next story.
That was fun to
thanks,
watch
Zach.
the other night.
Yeah.
Badgers, Gophers.
Badgers. We don't need no stinking Badgers.
The
Brilliant.
Dallas Cowboys won
Excellent.
20-15 over the New York Giants. Dallas up to 2-2. The Giants 1-3. The Giants just couldn't run the ball last night. Devin Singletary was your leading rusher with 24 yards.
Oof.
Then Daniel Jones was second with 3.
Yuck.
Whoops. Daniel Jones did throw for 281 yards. 115 of those went to Malik Neighbors. He had 12 catches.
He's so good.
Monster
good.
start in the first 4 games for
Although-
Malik Neighbors, but they're 1-3.
Concussion, I believe.
Oh, is that right?
He left,
Yeah.
I think, with a
Yeah.
concussion. I fell asleep with like 5 minutes to go once the game was not, the outcome wasn't going to change. But yeah, the Giants were kind of pesky, and I know it's a divisional game, and those games are very weird, which we will see Sunday. But they looked decent. I don't know if that's because Dallas is bad. Holy smokes! Who's our former defensive back that's on the
Booth.
Booth? It was like me in
It was
pass
bad.
coverage. He was getting just torched.
He did here.
Yeah, and it hasn't changed. So
Was he a second rounder?
Yeah.
he's not good.
He was the guy that they picked after they moved back and let the Packers take Christian Watson.
Okay.
Decent game though. It was entertaining.
There are reports saying that Atlanta is set to be named the next Super Bowl host site. So the next 4, if that ends up being the case, and it sounds like it's going to, would be something like this. So Sam Darnold will play in New Orleans. J.J. McCarthy will play in Santa Clara. Then J.J. McCarthy will play in Los Angeles. And then J.J. McCarthy will play in Atlanta.
Oh, sweet.
In 2028. So Darnold in New Orleans, J.J. in the other 3.
I say we keep Darnold. Trade
I
JJ.
say we let him go. Come on, that's apropos.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Thank you.
In fact, we need that soundbite for whenever we're on the fence of, should we re-sign Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
I say we let him go.
So good.
Zach, can you get that soundbite at some
Yeah,
point?
of course.
That is from the classic film Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. Big old Pee-wee.
Wow.
The Oakland A's won their final home game in Oakland to a sellout crowd after 57 seasons at the concrete hell that is the Coliseum. They are moving to Sacramento next 3 or 4 years, whenever the stadium in Vegas is done. So 3 or 4 years in Sacramento, then eventually to Las Vegas, Nevada. They have 3 final games against Seattle, but that's in Seattle. So it's over for the A's.
Oh,
So the Raiders moved to Vegas. The A's are eventually moving to Vegas.
Potentially. I mean,
Potentially.
it's still,
Yeah, right.
I mean, even the Sacramento deal, although I think most people still think it's going to happen, they still haven't figured out how it's going to work. One of the big problems too is the fact that Sacramento gets as hot as it does, and there's turf, and so the sun beats down on the turf, and it's super hot. So they're trying to figure that whole situation out, and my goodness, it was tough to watch that yesterday afternoon. I got home just as the final out was thrown, and man, just nothing but 15, 20 minutes of crowd shots of people crying.
But haven't we learned, though, that a lot of Major League Baseball teams, if there's a problem like you just described, like turf, they'll cut a check and just take care of it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. They're billionaires. They'll pay for it, Zach.
Oh yeah,
It'll work.
Oh yeah, no, they love spending money at Major League Baseball, and they love ripping people's hearts out too.
Those videos yesterday, I saw some on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh man, that story where the dude talked about his dad didn't know what to do with him, like just out of boredom. They went to a baseball game and loved it, and that became their tradition. And then he said with his younger brother, I think, same thing. Took him to baseball games, and I'm happy that Vegas is getting a team, or it looks like they're going to if they build that stadium. But man, you see the people that it affects. It's so sad.
So I'm a cold-hearted, vacuous person.
Yeah, we know that.
You're cold-hearted slave.
Son of a
The
bitch.
whole town knows.
But somebody explain this to me. I get if you're an A's fan and you want to keep your ticket stub for the rest of the time, saying I was at the final game. This is the team that I loved my entire life.
Yeah, kiss.
Did you see the video a couple days ago, though, of the grounds crew taking a shovel to the dirt and then one by one, not filling, but putting a little bit of dirt from the turf into like empty Aquafina bottles.
Yeah.
What do you do with 1/16 of a water bottle filled with dirt?
I don't know. I mean,
What do you do with
You
that?
put it in your man cave. You put it on a shelf
man.
somewhere.
That's a good talking
and
point.
you have
It's going to look like garbage. It's not just like a nice jar of dirt. It's an Aquafina
So
bottle.
you can put it in a better, like maybe a shot glass, an A's shot glass
An
or
urn.
something. An urn, like it's called sentimental value, Core.
I didn't understand the dirt bit.
Absolutely. I got dirt from Omaha Beach in my house now.
do you have
sand,
anything
but-
of sentimental value?
Look at it.
Well, that is a great question, John Kriesel.
You have to have something.
Bank account, right?
You got that STD I gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not really sentimental about it. I probably should have been.
But it's
I don't
forever.
look back on that fondly. I don't know. Don't get the dirt bit, but whatever.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, people have, like pieces of the dome, Metrodome here, right? They have.
I love to get a piece of dome here and there.
I did see the people that were ripping out the seats right in the Oakland Coliseum, and there was some, I don't know if it's a minor league team or some other teams like, hey, we play there too. Please leave
They're
some
using
seats.
that next year.
Yeah, and now you don't need all those seats,
Of
minor
course
league
not,
team,
but
but
still.
yeah, you're not the St. Paul Saints.
Major league team didn't need all those
No,
seats.
that's true. Except last night. Yeah.
The Vikings are at the Packers Sunday at noon right here on the Fan. The Vikes are 3-0, the Pack 2-1, but the Packers are 3-point favorites. The over-under is 44.
Yeah.
Darisaw didn't practice because he was sick. I guess that's better than having a significant injury.
Yep.
But Darisaw was sick, so he didn't practice. Bullard didn't practice with a knee. Jay Ward didn't practice with a knee problem. Ivan Pace didn't practice again with the ankle. Addison limited.
He'll play.
You think so?
I think so.
Let's
Yeah, I
hope
do
so.
too.
Bradbury limited too.
It's fine though. Rest him up. They've played some physical games.
Yes, they have.
So take it easy during the week a little bit, and let's smash some asses on Sunday.
Wow.
I couldn't get harder. I
can tell.
Okay. Mr. Z is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
This is the band Blur Curve. The song is Initiation. Love the music of the Power Trip. I love it. Let's rock. Pick that chord, go. The further adjustments and burnout effigy. Power Trip Morning Show. Hi, everybody. The home of Minnesota Vikings football and so much more. The official morning show of the Minnesota Vikings. By the way, if you're wondering, JJ knows that Jair Alexander's trying to get in his head, and he doesn't care.
I really don't care about the matchup, honestly. I feel like he cares more of it than I do. But I mean, it is what it is. That's every team. No knick-knack at Jair. That's every team and how they scheme up against me and how they try to play me. So it doesn't matter if I'm going up against Jair or if I'm going up against the worst corner in the league. It doesn't matter. We have a game plan and we have a scheme and a plan to go out there and execute no matter who's guarding us.
I love it. I love it because it's not like hardcore, ridiculous, over-the-top trash talking, because I'm not a fan of that. You got to let the play do the talking.
Yeah.
So far, the Vikings have. But I do like that it isn't the canned, just completely ignoring the fact that they've had battles over the years.
Sure.
And he has, Jair, I think it was last year,
Yeah.
It was.
completely got in his head.
He did.
And he won. He completely won.
He did the gritty on him, remember?
He did.
Yeah.
And that was You play with fire, sometimes you get burned. And Jair's awesome. I can't stand him. He's a frustrating, annoying
butthole
dude.
Yeah, butthole.
But he's an excellent player. So I hope they embarrass him this weekend.
Let's go.
Well, I hope Mr. Z gets embarrassed this weekend.
Why?
I don't know what that means, but it was the...
I don't want that.
I mean, it's the only transition I could think of. Hi, Mr. Z.
Hey, guys, what's up?
This weekend might be the opposite in the old box office industry, in the old movie industry, because The Wild Robot comes out today, and it is almost universally loved, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, with 1 billion reviews. I know AJ saw it the other day with his fam. He was going crazy about it. He was telling us it's just spectacular. He also told us, and I didn't know this, I guess this is a book series. I did not know this was already a wildly popular franchise amongst kids.
Yeah, it's a book series. In fact, a lot of the dollars for this movie are probably going to come out of school groups and groups coming in, because a lot of, I don't know exactly the age, probably 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, maybe that range. And a lot of kids read it in school or groups. And so then they come out as a school group project, and they get their popcorn and watch it together. So the movie, one of the reasons it's so strong in reviews, I think, is because as I was watching it, I was thinking, this is half for adults. The movie's about a wild robot that lands on an island, accidentally crashes, wakes up, kind of doesn't really know, is just trying to serve its purpose as a service robot, but there's no humans there, it's just animals. And the robot kind of has to adapt and learn how to deal in that situation. And so there's a lot of lessons learned, but you're also learning a lot because it's kind of like the robot sort of turns into a parent robot. And so I'm thinking, boy, from a parent's perspective, this is really sweet. What it isn't wacky, it's not a wild, Despicable Me type movie where it's just nonstop action. It's a much more serious film, but it's beautiful. It's really cool animation, and it's really sweet, and it's very well done. But it's not wacky, bring your 4-year-olds for birthday party. It's a little more serious than that, but in a good way, I guess.
All right, but it's expected to crush?
Well, it's late September, so you can only crush so much. It's just the cycle of the movie industry. I wasn't prepared. I guess I didn't look at my projections. 35 million opening weekend kind of thing, which would be very good for a kid's picture. And then, like I said, late September, it's really hard to put your finger on exact dollars. There'll be a lot more midweek dollars as school groups come on a Monday through Thursday. So some of the dollars will roll in after the weekend.
So, Mr. Z, if this, like, let's say a summer type movie like this, is it usually double that or yeah? Okay. Because they can go at any time.
And it's strange because there's a reasoning, because in September during school year, July 4th, like Despicable Me comes out July 4th. That's the kind of movie we want. It's a popcorn movie. Mm-hmm. It's just fun, silliness, whereas this is a little more serious, though. This isn't maybe what you would call a summer kids picture, and so that's why it is in September. And it'll make its hay there.
Is the Francis Ford Coppola movie Megalopolis just struggling because people have a hard time saying its name?
Yeah, I can't.
I kind of, to be honest, I didn't get to see Megalopolis. It's very limited, and so I didn't get to see it. But it's struggling, I think, because I didn't screen it, and I didn't necessarily miss screening it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. But I did screen instead. I believe it's on this weekend. I hope it is, so I can talk about it. But the Saturday night movie is starting limited this week.
11th.
Yeah, October 11th.
Okay, oh, sweet. So limited this week?
Okay.
Yeah, I should be. Anyway, I'll pretend it is. But that is interesting because that also is a very limited audience. It's coming up very limited, and then they're going to expand on it. But that's an interesting film. It's almost set in real time. It starts. The movie starts about an hour and a half before the very first episode of Saturday Night Live gets broadcast, and it almost kind of goes in real time up to the kickoff of the show. And it's fantastic if you know who Gilda Radner and Lorraine Newman and Garrett Morris, if you know those people. I wonder what it would be like, because I'm old. I wonder what it would be like if I was 20 right now. That might mean nothing to me.
What about the rest of us in our 40s? Because I know all those names, but I didn't grow up with those names, right? I jumped on SNL that next generation, not that first wave. Will we still care or not?
I think so, because if you don't need to, when you see a guy in a beard sitting in a bee costume grumpy, you're like, oh, Belushi. You're like, it'll mean to you because at least you'll be like, oh yeah, and we Gilda because of Gene Wilder, and everyone loved Gilda. I think so, and also it's really well done. It's Ivan Reitman, and I can't the movie is simple, but they just do it really well. I liked it, but again, sometimes I have to put that asterisk by it. I try really hard to not put my own personal opinions into stuff, because who cares what I think? They want to know what they'll think. And this one is really hard to remove myself from it and imagine it. But when it was over, I was like, oh, that was good. And then as the 24 hours went by, I think I appreciated it more and more. Sometimes that happens. And so I'm going to put my stamp on it that for me, that was a good movie.
Right on. Anybody else have questions, or can we let this guy go about his business?
Somebody asked me to ask you about a movie called Am I Racist? Do you know anything about it?
Oh, yeah. Right. Matt Walsh. That came out 2 weeks ago. A lot of documentaries have it's a documentary he made, and he's, I don't know, you might want to, I'm not trying to use this term in a negative way, but I think if he was labeled as a righty, he probably wouldn't be mad about that. And just does a really decent job of pointing out some of the ridiculousness of the lengths that some people have went to paint him into certain corners, or other people into certain corners. And so he dresses up sort of, what's his name, style, and does a documentary where he pretends to be someone else.
Oh,
and,
like Sacha Baron
and it did okay.
Oh, okay.
But politics aside, one thing that has changed in the last 30 years is how we watch movies, and people are coming back and watching big movies, Twisters and Beetlejuice is on the big screen. Documentaries really, maybe that's one movie that doesn't need to transition back to the big mega screen. A 90-minute YouTube video. So any movie like that is always going to struggle getting an audience.
Am I racist?
The jury's still out.
I'm just asking. I'm not talking about the movie.
No, none of us are.
Okay. Mr. Z, you're the best dude. Thanks.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Yeah,
bye.
Mr. Z, you can follow him on Twitter at Mr. Z Movies and argue about film with him.
Or tell him you love Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Or ask him for a kiss.
Yep. A lot of yeses there.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He really is. Good dude. He's a good dude.
I tried talking about a documentary with him a couple weeks ago, but he didn't want to go into it. He didn't want to talk about it.
Radio for 5 people. Yeah, the Saturday Night trailer does look really good. I think I want to see that now that I just watched the trailer on mute. Looks good.
That's up your alley.
It really is. I mean, it looks... the guy kind of looks like Bill Murray. The guy kind of looks like Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
You guys should go together.
Like, will you be my boyfriend, yes or no?
Yeah.
Like, go steady.
Steady?
Like, Sauce and I have been known to do things outside of work.
Name one.
We went shoe shopping after
did.
he came out of the closet.
You made Sweet Love?
That was like 5 years ago.
He was the one buying the shoes.
Weren't there shoes in the closet?
I was the one who kept his secret.
Well, yeah, Ryan Donaldson went to the top of a mountain and did skywriting.
Yeah, from the top of a mountain.
And he yelled it.
You climbed a building, and I was there for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were.
I was there for that, too.
Yes, so were you. Yeah. And you were the only one that believed that I could do it.
I knew you could.
Yeah.
Won some cash.
Yeah.
I wagered on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you grabbed, Fay Ray?
Whoa.
Who's Fay Ray?
She was in King Kong.
Oh, got it. Are you saying I'm a beast?
I also wagered on you when you were swimming. It looked like you had been falling out of a boat.
Easiest money I have ever made.
Yeah, you are right.
The Charge Challenge after this, man, it was a historically bad week last week. None of us did anything. I believe Power Trip Bet said it was the lowest scoring week in the history of the Charge Challenge.
17.
So the good news is nobody, got their butts kicked. Nobody pulled away from the pack. Nobody did anything. Charge Challenge next on the
And
van.
by the way, I got the big old...
In a world made of stone.
Like Chris Hockey's sister.
Her heart's a little broken, but she's never alone. A glance will fool you, just take a look twice. She's got her charm wrapped in something unnice. Lot lizard loving, it's a wild, wild ride. STD's on the rise, but I can't decide. Chris's sister's got a hold that I cannot break.
Lizard Love, a song about my sister, apparently.
It's a lot like that 80 Miles from Santa Fe.
Right.
Yeah. If that song about your sister being a lot lizard was on K102, no one would notice.
No.
It would blend right in.
Yeah.
It's just as good. It's better than Drake.
Yeah.
By the way, we got the thumbs up on our punishment.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
Like a moth to a flame, I keep chasing the fight.
So good.
When the sun comes up, I'm left with my shame. That lot lizard's love, it's a dangerous game. Lot lizard loving, it's a wild, wild ride.
Dude, this is fantastic.
This is excellent. He's on the rise, but I can't decide. Chris's sister's got a hold that I cannot break. In the depths of my heart, it's a choice I still make. So here's to the lizard in the pale moon glow. God. In that lonely parking lot where the lost souls go.
I got a little tear in my eye.
That's excellent. She's not still doing that, is she?
From time to time when she needs a election, but she doesn't do it for the money.
Yeah.
She loves her job.
You can take the lizard out of the lot, but you can't take the lot out of the lizard.
Lot lizard love. That's awesome. Charge challenge next on the Fan.
Lot lizard loving, it's a wild, wild ride. STD's on the rise, but I can't decide. Chris's sister's got a hold that I cannot break. In the depths of my heart, it's a choice I still make. So here's to the lizard in the pale moon glow.
Enjoying former Twins players LaTroy Hawkins and Glenn Perkins, as well as other local celebrities, for a charity pickleball event on October 13th at Minneapolis Cider Company to help raise funds for Hammer and NER, a local nonprofit that provides housing and services to people with developmental disabilities. Enjoy games, food, and live music and more. Full details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Lot of lizard loving.
Man, AI is incredible.
It really
That's
is,
a
isn't
banger.
That's a banger.
He wrote a song for Northland Vodka, too.
it? Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, Paris.
Hi, guys.
Isn't that fun? We got
Mark.
the whole crowd here. Even
Hi,
Charge.
Patty.
Hi, Corey.
Old Charge is here, too. Hi, Old Charge.
Hey, hello, hello.
What's
Hi,
going on,
Charge.
baby?
Hey, well, I'm wearing a robe.
Oh,
Keep talking.
What color?
now it's on the floor.
Velvet?
Flesh tone.
Yeah.
Some
Charge.
people question whether, in fact, it's even a robe.
Have you ever committed mopery?
Don't know what that means, so I'm going to say, yeah, probably.
It's exposing yourself to a blind person. It was made famous in the classic film Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, yeah. That's, I think that's bold. I don't see, that's a victimless crime, correct?
Well, unless you tell him it's Braille.
My God.
That's just your diseases.
I wonder if that's a real thing. Did we ever look that up? Because we've referenced that 1,000 times in the last 20 plus years on this show. I wonder if mopery's real or if it's just something they made up for that movie. I mean, it would take a quick Google search. I wonder if it's real.
Who's got that kind of time? We're busy people.
Mopery is a vague, informal name for minor offenses. The word is based on the verb to mope, which originally meant to wander aimlessly.
Beats us.
It only later acquired the sense to be bored and depressed. So, yeah,
that's
it's
right.
no.
So, no, it doesn't, it's not what they said it was.
Yeah. They lied to you, Corey.
They lied to us in Revenge of the Nerds.
Dictionary.com says a violation of a minor or imaginary law or rule. So I guess exposing yourself to a blind person is still just exposure,
Well, it
right?
would be,
The blind part is the imaginary rule. It's not an additional punishment if it's a blind person. Mopery. Anyway.
When they say minor, they don't mean a blind person under the age of 18.
I don't believe so,
Don't think
no.
so? Don't think so? Nope.
No. That's called
But it
rosary.
would be worse. We can agree that it would be worse.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Well done, Corey.
Wow.
You are.
Oh, man.
Start your vacation now. That's it. That's all you
Brilliant.
got.
I might. All right, the Charge Challenge. Charge, I don't know if you heard me say this in the previous segment or maybe you saw it on Twitter. Last week, the worst scoring week in the history of the Charge Challenge. Kriesel had 0. Parrish had 2. Zach had 3. I had 3. The Ghost, Chris, had 4. And Sauce had 5. Worst week ever. Tight ends last week.
Yeah, it's that whole position has been a disaster this year like nothing I've ever seen. I've been doing this a long time. I don't know, 30 years. I haven't seen any one position slump as badly as tight ends have for 3 straight weeks to open a season.
What's the reason?
There's no
Time
good
for
tight
slump
ends.
buster.
Is there a clear, logical reason why league-wide this is a thing so far?
Not really, except quarterback play is down 2. So I guess it's affecting tight ends some, but there's been a few injuries, not a ton, but people like Travis Kelce just haven't been good. Travis Kelce is tight end 27 in fantasy scoring right now.
He's too busy throwing the boots.
Wow.
Well, yeah, some people think that Kelce may have spent his entire off season just hanging out with Taylor Swift, going to parties, drinking Dom Perignon.
Okay, but stop for a second, though. Stop for a second. Say what you just said without Taylor Swift's name. That's everybody else in the NFL, right? Going to parties, hanging out, drinking Dom. It's just because she's famous.
Hanging out with Dom
We're
DeLuise.
finding
Evan
excuses.
Parrish pick up the tab.
You don't think other single guys in the NFL had fun in the offseason? It's just because it's Taylor. Right, we're giving him an excuse to suck. He's been terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's on a different level with her. She is,
What's the level?
she's the biggest deal in the world. Just ask all of her fans.
No thanks. Oh,
It's going to take me a while. I'll be right back.
It's going to take a while.
My feeling is if I had spent an entire offseason dating Taylor Swift with all the corresponding benefits, my cardio would be amazing.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Well played.
My ribs and my hips would be,
But he's also 36, right? That's up there for football years, of course.
That's true, too.
He's hit
That
the
is
wall.
true.
It's just been
That is true.
It's been a weird year. For instance, look at Survivor picks, all that, everything. This has been a bizarre football season so far.
They need the eye of the tiger.
Yes, they do.
In the best possible way.
Yeah.
Charge, before we get into the charge challenge, because we have the punishment to announce and stuff as well. But let's start with the big stuff here. What's Friday Football Feast, Border Battle 128, I think? Where are you at today?
Coon Rapids, Dave Sinekin will be there for a Border Battle in-person discussion. That would be great. We'll look forward to that. I think he is the final 2 segments, 11 o'clock hour, which is not, I don't say that to try to drive Packer fans into Buffalo Wild Wings. We specifically hope you stay away, honestly. But I do want people to know that there will be adequate representation for the Packers viewpoint that will be with us during the show.
Fair enough. All right, Coon Rapids, 9 to noon, the Friday Football Feast. All right, Chris, would you like to walk us through what we're doing for 2024?
Ladies and gentlemen, you may have heard of, and if not, it's a easy, quick Google search. And of course, Zacho can probably post it on the old Power Trip page as well on all the social medias. Back in the day, National Enquirer ran a world famous headline, "Bad Boy is Real."
Almost every week.
Yeah.
Seemingly on your checkout line, National Enquirers, for
Yeah.
about a decade straight.
Bat child found in cave.
Didn't Hillary Clinton give birth to Bat Boy one time,
Well,
too?
it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I believe
That's true.
Hot Ass Randy is convinced she
hot
did.
ass Randy,
Right.
100%.
Almost happy birthday to Hot Ass Randy, by the way, this weekend.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
For some reason, it's on my calendar.
hell do
I have
you
no
know that?
idea why.
How do you?
I swear to God, I don't know why. Anyway,
His phone
I
number?
digress. So, in what will be a very, in our opinion, funny circumstance, the loser and or losers of the Charge Challenge this year will have to hire a professional makeup artist to come into the studio and costume them as the Bat Child, Bad Boy. And then for the next 24 hours straight, they have to traipse around the Twin Cities as Bat Boy running errands, doing fun things, and go to the St. Paul Saints game and actually perform the duties of the Bat Boy as Bat Boy.
So you have to be the Bat Boy of the Saints looking like Bat Boy. But here's the other twist, and this is the part where I think that's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
The other part that I think could be epic and has a chance to, I don't know, go regionally viral is our friends at Twin Cities Live, Elizabeth Reese and Ben Lieber, or as Meat Sauce calls them, Ben Lieber and that other lady.
Yeah, right.
They also have a nice partnership with the Saints, and they seem to like the Power Trip Morning Show.
Right.
The losers, whether it's one or four of us, have to go on Twin Cities Live in full Bat Boy costume, but not ever make reference to the fact that we're dressed as a bat in the middle of May.
Right, you can't mention it.
So we haven't determined what the punishment is, but essentially Elizabeth and Ben understand that for one segment they are going to interview, Paul Lambert from KFAN, and not once reference to their audience why you're dressed like Bat Boy.
Yeah.
So as soon as the segment's over, they can come back and say what happened and say,
of course.
So, all right, it's a fantasy football bet. They lost it. But the actual segment that you or all of us are on, you have to play it straight.
So that's awesome.
So it's going to be harder for some.
For you.
Wow, you're right.
So they could ask you about maybe a charity event that you have next week, or Sauce, I hear you're doing stand-up.
You'd be like the one good book thing or whatever.
100%.
Right.
Exactly. Talk about a book that changed your life. You can make no reference, or you can't laugh at the fact that you are clearly, for no reason whatsoever, dressed as Bad Boy.
Well, the best part for me is if I lose, I just have to take out my current teeth.
I'm glad you said it, because it's the first thing I thought when I
That's one of the reasons we thought of this, of course, is because you've called yourself Bat Boy so many times over the years on this show that it's going to be a good transition.
And by the way, being a Bat Boy at the Saints game will include not only going out to get the bats as Bat Boy, shining the spikes of the players, helping with the uniforms and player gear laundry before, during, and after the game, and cleaning the dugouts in between innings.
So you got to work as Bat Boy, dressed as National Enquirer Bat Boy, and this is 3 hours after you're on Twin Cities Live, because the day you're on Twin Cities Live is the day you're going to be Bat Boy at the Saints game. So you're basically on there to say, hey, I'm going to be at the Saints game tonight to be the Bat Boy. But you can't say that that's why you're dressed as Bat Boy.
And last thing, by the way,
in fact, maybe we shouldn't even say that. Maybe we should just say, I'm going to be at the Saints game tonight. It's going to be fun. Maybe you can't say Bat Boy. You have to just ignore that completely.
No. One of my favorite things is the idea of Bat Boy driving around town as Bat Boy. So I really did this. It's not a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased a dash cam. That the loser will have to put on their car as they drive around, pointed out the window at people looking in at them.
You'll see me being like, another Subaru in the left lane not passing people. Watch, maybe that will work. I can't get them to move out of the lane. If I pass them on the right and they see that there's a Bat Boy driving, maybe that will change them.
Pointy ears, the whole bit.
Good.
I can't wait. So
we've been teasing this for a couple weeks that it's not the worst, quote, punishment we've ever done, because it might be fun, but it is a pain in the ass, because let's just say it's a Friday. On a Friday morning, you have to pay at 7 o'clock or whatever in the morning to have some professional makeup artist turn you into Bat Boy. And then for at least, 15 hours, you're going to be all over the Twin Cities dressed as Bat Boy.
Well, I mean,
it's a pain in the ass, but it should be fun.
The trajectory we were on wasn't sustainable. Because at this point, basically the losers would have to go fight in Syria. So I think this is fair. It's going to be annoying, but funny, entertaining.
And a good opportunity for everybody to get pictures and make fun of it. That's the best part.
And as the only straight white middle class guy that watches Twin Cities Live, I can't wait to see what their audience thinks. Right, because they're going to be like, what is happening?
Correct.
Who are Ben and that other lady talking to?
Right.
And why?
It'll be excellent.
There you go.
It's anybody who loses to hockey.
That's
anybody.
Right.
So there might be a 4-person panel, or 5, I guess. Right? Could be 5. Could be all 5 of us. A 5-person panel on Twin Cities Live and at the St. Paul Saints game. Could be.
There you go.
Right now, I would be the only one not involved, because through 3 weeks charge, I have 46. Hawk has 43. Sauce has 38. Zach has 28.
Wow.
Kriesel got a 0 last week, so he has 23. Parrish got 2 last week. Parrish, 22 points for Parrish.
Been a rough year.
Yep.
What a mess.
Oof. All right, Charge.
Plenty of time left.
Who are the 6 options for week 4?
You know that Bat Boy was turned into a musical, right?
I read that. I did not know this.
I did not know
until
that.
I was
Was it
looking
really?
for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bat Boy the musical. If you guys performed Bat Boy the musical, it would be awesome.
Oh my God, how great!
Nope, it's already
come on.
set.
You have to sing one song from the musical on the show.
Oh, my God.
Or
You guys could have done the
at
play
the game.
dressed as Bat Boy.
Oh, man.
Okay. We have a theme. It's very good running backs in difficult matchups. All the opposing teams rank 8th or better in fantasy points allowed to running backs. So we're calling this running backs, the Big Butts edition of the Crush Charge Challenge, because all these players have big butts. We begin with Indianapolis running back Jonathan Taylor hosting Pittsburgh. Taylor has posted back-to-back 100-yard games and scored twice last week. But no back has found the end zone against the Steelers, and none have topped 68 rushing yards. Next, New Orleans running back Alvin Kamara at Atlanta.
Is he healthy?
Yes, healthy enough.
questionable.
He's expected to go.
Okay.
Again, same rules as always. If for some reason he does not play at all, you would get the top backup.
At Atlanta?
At Atlanta.
At Atlanta.
Okay.
Kamara's tied for the league lead with 5 touchdowns and has the second most receiving yards. But Atlanta hasn't allowed a touchdown to the position despite massive workloads from Najee Harris, Saquon Barkley, and Carson Steele.
It's a great name, by the way.
Lexington,
Isn't
younger
it?
Who
brother.
the hell is Carson Steele?
He's the Chiefs, wasn't he an undrafted free agent?
Undrafted
He's
free
Snake
agent
Boy.
with his pet alligator, Crocky J.
He's touched.
You guys don't know about Crocky J?
No.
Yeah.
So he's got a pet alligator
I used to drink
named
that.
Crocky J. And he gets this invite to Kansas City training camp. But and he's originally from Indiana, where he's got Crocky J.
Shocking.
But the problem is, do you bring Crocky J with you? And if so, where do you go? You live in an apartment. It's not like he's buying swampland just for in Missouri in the event he makes the team. So you got to bring Crocky J to your apartment. So where's Crocky J? Is he in the tub? You keeping him in the apartment pool?
If he does get in the tub, you know what you should do is pour him a glass of wine and read him 50 Shades of Grey. He will love it.
Love that.
Crocky J.
Float some rose petals in the water.
Sure.
That'd be great for
J.
Crocky J. Next, Buffalo running back James Cook is at Baltimore. Cook has been great, scoring 4 times in 3 games. But Baltimore is allowing the fewest rushing yards per carry by a mile, just 2.8 yards per carry. No back has topped 45 yards against Baltimore.
That's a big butt.
That is a big bud.
Chargers running back J.K. Dobbins is hosting Kansas City. J.K. Dobbins is the best Cinderella story of the season at running back. He's averaging 7.4 yards per carry, and he's 3rd in total rushing yards with 310. But no back has topped 46 yards against the Chiefs, and they've allowed the 4th fewest rushing yards to opposing runners.
Who? For a
And then-
friend, who's he play for again?
Chargers.
J.K. Dobbins plays for the Chargers.
Thank you.
And then we've got a double header.
Oh God.
Fred Smoot.
Fred Smoot. We've got Detroit running backs Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Whoa.
They are hosting Seattle. Gibbs is a dual threat with touchdowns on the ground and via the air. He's got the 5th most catches of all runners and a gaudy 5.2 yards per carry average. David Montgomery has scored in every game and is more of a receiving threat than most people realize. He's only got 3 fewer receptions than Gibbs. But 2 of 3 teams to face Seattle haven't had a runner top 30 rushing yards. And the other one was Ramondre Stevenson, who needed 20 carries to reach 81 yards.
Jeez. Taylor, Kamara, Cook, Dobbins, Gibbs, and Montgomery. Go through Montgomery then. Is that what you just did?
No, but those are a combo, right?
They're not a combo. They're separate
okay. I was going to say.
Yeah, those are separate.
So that's what I wrote down.
No. So
that's what I thought, too.
separate choices against Seattle.
Got it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, man.
All right.
Gibbs and Montgomery. All right.
Let's go.
Spin the wheel, Zachary. First pick goes
Big old
to,
ones.
that looks like maybe Kriesel. It is John Kriesel.
Okay,
Johnny K, what do you want?
Let's see. I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my number one choice.
Yeah, good pick.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Wheel spin number 2 goes to Sauce.
Man.
He's not available.
I'll take
Your time.
A nap. Parrish,
I'll take
don't
James
do that.
Cook.
That's who I wanted to.
And that's my last option.
I like
number
that
6
pick, though.
for me.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Good pick, Sauce.
Come on
I
now.
like that one.
Come on now.
Zachary is third. Zach Halverson. This is rigged.
Come on now.
Dobbins.
My number 3 choice, J.K. Dobbins.
I like the books. Stay right.
That looks like Hawk. Yes, Chris Hockey goes fourth.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, he is my choice number 5 this week.
I like him.
Parrish, you and I get stuck with the 2 Detroit running backs splitting points. You
completely.
Yep, you get to decide. Take your pick.
I gotta be honest with you. I was kind of hoping you were gonna. I guess I'll take Montgomery.
Good. I was gonna take Gibbs anyway, so we're
There you
good.
go.
There you go. I have Gibbs at 2 and Montgomery as running back number 4 this week.
All right, I'll take Gibbs.
Bitchin'.
Nothing wrong with getting Gibbs as the 6th pick. I'll take that.
Hey,
That's the reason I was wishing you were picked.
Yeah.
Hey, Charchie.
Yeah.
Who's going to play quarterback for the Pack?
Jordan Love.
Oh, you think so? For sure?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
That's I don't know. That's what my Packer people tell me is it's going to be Love.
That's number
But-
1. Go ahead.
Yep. But he won't have the mobility, right? He extends a lot of plays with his legs. He runs for first downs. In theory, that bulky knee is not going to let him do some of those things. So, hopefully this is more like, he'll be relatively stationary and Brian Flores knows where that quarterback's going to be on the field. And you can design some stuff about going to get an immobile quarterback.
So that's number 1. Number 2, Addison going to play, do you think?
Yes, it looks like he will play.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here.
Quickly, Charge, what did you think of Soul Coffee?
I thought it was a pretty good show. I was bracing for it to not be great since they hadn't made music in, 25 years. And I was a little bit shocked at how much they had aged because, the rest of us haven't.
Not at all.
But I thought the show was good. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time. I was singing along to a few songs.
Yeah,
It was
thanks
great.
for holding my hand.
It was really sweet, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
Friday football feast with Charge and PA at Coon Rapids, Buffalo Wild Wings, 9 to noon today. And Charge, you're joining us for the Charge Challenge next Wednesday because with Chris in London and the rest of us spread out all over the globe, we have to move it to Wednesday. So I appreciate the flexibility.
No problem. We'll talk to you guys Wednesday next week.
Sounds
Bye-bye.
good. Hey, Zacho, we got listeners in the lobby. You go get them, bro?
Yep.
Thank you.
Later on tonight, hop on up, let's go for a ride.
Travis Stamers and Midnight Air, local music on the Power Trip. Be right back.
The Fan.